one of the most heard stories in the Palestine-Israel conflict is that Hamas cut off the head of the babies. It first came from an Israeli paper, then soon enough it caught the attention of global media. However, CNN recently reported that this claim has not been confirmed. A U.S. administration official said that neither U.S. President Joe Biden nor his aides had seen pictures or received confirmed reports of the beheading. The official further said that Biden was referring to public comments from media outlets and Israeli officials when he talked about this claim. So my question is, why are we seeing Western media jumping at an unconfirmed information and broadcasted it all over the world?
Well, quite frankly, because the President of the United States, as well as media groups, repeated it. I mean, this wasn't some rumor that started on social media. There was a reporter who, an Israeli reporter, who said they're cutting off the heads of babies. When she was asked about it, she said, well, I heard it from a soldier. She couldn't seem to figure out who that particular soldier was. This is the height of irresponsibility. Joe Biden can say, well, I was just reacting to things. That's what Donald Trump used to say. Somebody said, I heard, people say. I mean, this is highly irresponsible. And it goes to the great lengths of how people are jumping on this issue without knowing the facts, as opposed to trying to sort out what is actually happening and addressing the ongoing tragedy that we're now facing.
All of this speaks to a much bigger problem and a long-term problem in terms of what's happened in Western mainstream media, and it's at the behest of, for example, the United States government, and that is the intentional weaponization of misinformation as propaganda to continue to propagandize the citizens. The United States only wants to talk about some other egregious, exaggerated news to deflect and distract all of us from what's really going on. This is not a new tactic. Nevertheless, it puts us all in a situation where we need to raise our awareness and understand that this weaponization of misinformation, this propaganda, is a very serious problem coming from the highest institutions, government, and mainstream media.
Is there an ideology here that they're trying to push?
Yes, I mean, there's this idea that somehow Israel is right, Hamas is wrong. This despite the number of killings of press people, including American CNN reporter who was shot, literally executed by a sniper in Israel. Tremendous amount of concern about this. The press reported on it. But for some reason, some reporter says they're killing babies, and all of a sudden, this becomes fact, and it's reported. The damage this has done cannot be undone because people aren't going to remember. You ask people in 2 weeks what Hamas is capable of, and they said, well, they kill babies. It cannot be unsaid. So therefore, there is a responsibility to make sure that you're factually correct.
The underlying ideology here is U.S. imperial supremacy. So when we see Israel egregiously violating the rights of the Palestinian people, it's America's responsibility to step up and say, we can't do that to this group of human beings, any group of human beings. Unfortunately, the United States has abandoned and shunned that responsibility. And it's quite a shocking degree to which we see the government and the mainstream media instead involved in propaganda, again, to continue to distract and mislead us as to what's really going on.
My final question is, what's in it for them? If we are saying that Western media are biased, what do they hope to gain by it? What's their interest in this?
In this mad rush to report sensational situations and issues, they start taking shortcuts. They start saying, well, if enough people said it, I don't have to get independent, reliable, informed verification. I can just put it out there. I mean, you have the story which was documented. They were hot rolling, and they show this reporter crouching down, pretending that she's at the front. She isn't at the front. She's 6 miles away, which is confirmed. The people on the tape itself. He says, well, we got to make it look like you're at the front. So when you hear those bombs going off, just kind of crouch down, it makes it more interesting. Well, I thought acting and journalism were supposed to be separate, but apparently not so anymore. And it is the worst thing you can do in any government. It is irresponsible press reporting, needs to be stopped. The question is, will it?
One of the other things to keep in mind is that in the United States, these news broadcasters that we see, all of these people on CNN and Fox News, they're paid, they're not on regular salaries of $80,000, $100,000 a year, $50,000 a year. These people are paid millions of dollars per year for their position as the most prominent newscasters in Western media. They're not interested in losing their jobs. Their agenda and their interest and what they get out of this is that they get to be part of the elite. They get to be part of the 1% of the United States and the rest of the world of elite, rich, and oligarchs and Wall Street corporate executives. So they're all in their club. And at that level, frankly, they lose, obviously, their moral compass.